Hey everyone, this is my Patreon proud reaction to the 33rd episode of Zettai Karen Children. Although the episode file I have says 33rd instead of 33rd, because, you know, English is hard. I found that fairly amusing. But anyway, last episode actually tricked me into thinking I was watching the same episode again, but really it was just showing what was going on at the same time that stuff was happening with, you know, Minamoto. So we shifted focus over to Shiho and Kaoru rather than Aoi, although mostly Shiho, let's be honest. It was kind of a bit of a spotlight episode for her. Although Sakaki was also very much in the spotlight. We got a lot of his backstory, which was pretty cool. And yeah, it's a very interesting bonding episode for them, for sure. So what are we going to get in this 33rd episode of Zettai Karen Children? Let's just jump in and find out. 3, 2, 1, play. Interrogation. That is such a terrible censor. So what exactly are we doing here? Well, I know I got that much. But I guess something goes wrong. Well, yeah. It's like a transparent, it's just such a terrible censor. But they do look excited, that is definitely true. Why don't you tell me what happened? You're just building it up more and more. At this rate, I'm gonna actually have to watch the episode to find out what happens. But yeah, something goes wrong. I don't know if it's just like an Esper attack, a Normie attack, a rock landslide, a meteor strike. But something will happen. That's my 5-head prediction. So I'm just gonna drink some of my water now. So we briefly see a girl with red hair in this shot. But yeah, hiking trip, it sounds like a lot of fun, but I just know something's gonna go wrong, so that does put a bit of a damper on the excitement of the trip. But hopefully we can still have some fun on it. The lunchbox is in a grove. Chio's turn. Is it all Kaoru's fault? It doesn't even track that well. So I guess it's gonna be focused on the lunchbox, the bento. Yeah, stop being sick. I'll shake you until you feel better. Oh no. That's not cool, Kaoru. Something's gonna happen to the bento, isn't it? It's just like one onigiri. Right. So is it gonna be a big disappointment of a bento? It's horrible. Wow. Someone's demanding. You might be asking a lot there, Kaoru. Do your best, Minamoto. Yeah, it's a bit much of a request. Well, they'll give you a slightly better than normal bento. uh, I sure hope so. Well, we got a bit of a time skip. They're all smiles after that. Wow. Don't say that out in public, guys. Wow, she's getting very, very bothered by this. It's pretty great. He does his best. uh, really? He didn't even do anything. Calm down. Yeah, somebody wants to die. Well, somebody did. The rock didn't just appear out of nothing. Wow. It's quite kind of you. So it's your fault you're admitting it. Yeah, that is not okay. That's how you die, sir. You don't take a level 7 Esper's food. Yeah, that's... You're a dead man. Yeah. Kinda forgot he didn't know she was a level 7 Esper. Yeah. Is the same thing. Oh no, that's different. Yeah, he's a pretty nice guy at the end of the day. Hopefully the bento's fine. Well, I guess it's not our problem. Let's go. It's funny because I just watched episode 1 of a show called Kuma 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 Bear. Like right before this. Hey, this is your fault. You better find it. Yeah, it's nowhere near a replacement for that. Not even close. Yeah, that's the more important one. But yeah, she's a level 7 Esper. I'm sure she'd be fine, but he doesn't know that. That is a problem. Okay. Cute. What a useful ability. Oh no. Oh no, what the heck? What did we even fall into? Secret underground facility? Looks fairly maintained, so something's happening here. Is the bento in here somewhere? Did the person that works here steal our bento? Yeah, we're not climbing back out of that without Esper powers. Really? What a difference between her and Minamoto with the effort being done. Like, I can't be bothered to feed you, go get something else. Oh, our cameo character again. Wasn't expecting that. Nagi, I think's her name. Yeah, it'll be fine. They'll find the bento, they'll make it back in one piece. It'll be great. That is concerning. I'm really worried about what we stumbled into. That facility, what it does, who might be in it. Yeah, barely. Wait, what? What? I wasn't expecting that. That's how you view maturity? Okay. Could've given me some warning before you showed me that. Wow. Yeah, this could be a problem. Yeah, that's a bit much. I think of a couple reasons. Okay. This can't actually be happening, right? Yeah, I figured that was her imagination. Yeah, that would not happen. I feel so bad for that girl. It's a stressful situation for her. Is that clear? He does spoil you three. I think that's pretty clear. And that was a while ago. I barely remember that. Yes, you can. I believe in you. Is that our one guy? Muscle, I think he's called. It sounded like him. Although I'm not positive on that at all. It's just first guess I thought of. What is happening? I think the ground just went up. That is someone. I mean, he's not wrong. Really? Oh, there it is. We found it. And yeah, I was completely wrong about that voice. And thus the interrogation begins. Yeah, please keep this a secret, guys. But yeah, most importantly, we got it back. I wonder what it's gonna... Oh no! It was him! Okay, I wasn't crazy. Thank you, I was worried that I was completely off base. But yeah, you better give that back. Is that a big old onigiri of a face? Okay, I guess we're shifting gears over to the bad guy side of things. Is that something exciting? Amazon. Oh, I did not need to know about that. What are you two even doing? What is the point of any of this? Well, I can see you, so we can monitor the Chirudun. Such a colossal waste. Oh, that was her! Okay, wow, we finally got an answer to that. Wonder if this will explain anything else. Aijo bento, the best kind. It was also a fairly decent amount of time ago. When you kidnapped Minamoto and he just went full dad mode. Who needs real food when you have junk food? Maybe you could ask Minamoto to make you an Aijo bento? But not you, he wouldn't make one for you. Yeah, and that's when that happened. It's also weird to see two characters with the same voice actors talking to each other. Yeah, and they will stumble in it any minute now. Yeah, if it gets soaked, it'll be like that imagination sequence. We can't have that. It's because of her powers. I think she might be. And then they fell. Oof. That is very uncomfortable looking. That poor squirrel. And there it is. The moment he gave himself away. Don't take the bento. That is not yours. That's stealing. Give it back. Yeah, if there's ever a situation that warranted releasing your powers, it would be this one. Let's go. Title drop. Let's go. No, don't keep throwing it around. It's gonna be ruined by the time we eat it. Whoa. Might want to drop it. Didn't think that one through. This bento is gonna get ruined before it's over. You know, he looks so unique, I really don't think covering his eyes helps too much with secrecy of identity. I think she did. But at least we got it back. But what's it gonna... Wow. Well, it is still the Naijo Bento, so... I like how he put a message on it, though. Everyone just laughs at... Wow, that is a huge bento. It is an Naijo bento. Wow. That's not too bad. Yeah, if you don't want the food, you don't have to eat it. There's plenty of there, so you think I could have a bite too? Maybe you shouldn't have said that so loud. Well, you know, I guess we're wrapping that up. Yeah. Yeah, he lost Nagi. Gotta keep an eye on your mistress, man. It's, you know... That's, it's Butler 101 right there. I was pretty sure that bento would end up getting ruined at some point, or be a huge disappointment. Neither ended up happening, so... I'm glad we had a happy ending to that. Although that bento did give us a lot of trouble, because we did have to hunt it down. And then literally fight for it. But it was obviously worth it in the end. For such a precious first bento. Okay, that was the 33rd episode of Zettai Karen Children. Okay, so this episode, we went on a nice little hiking trip, and right out the gate they made sure to let us know that something was going to kind of go wrong with it. I just wasn't quite sure what it would be. But, I mean, fairly quickly they made it clear that it would be related to the bento. Like, that was pretty important. I mean, we had this whole scene where we got to see them all making their requests of what they wanted Minamoto to make them. And yeah, there was some pretty big extravagant requests, but I mean, Kaoru's was kind of the biggest. I mean, her bento was kind of the biggest deal. Because, you know, her mom's not a great cook. She hasn't exactly had a lot of these, you know, homemade bento type things, so that's why she wanted a really fancy one. But Minamoto kind of figured, like, that's all the more reason to have, like, just a good, normal one, you know? So, regardless, the bento was quite important to her, so when it was suddenly lost because Tono decided to be kind of a jerk and got it all thrown in the middle of the woods, that became a bit of a problem, but at the very least he was willing to help, you know, look for it, so can't be too mad at him because of that. However, his presence kind of made things harder because Kaoru couldn't, like, openly use her powers, but it's the thought that counts, right? Chisato was having a rough time this episode because, you know, from her perspective, the guy she likes is now alone with another girl, you know, pretty popular, wonderful girl Kaoru, you know, so she's having some issues with that, letting her imagination go wild. We had this full-blown scene of Tono and Kaoru just like in a cave together, raining, they're all wet, Kaoru's all wet, clothes, you know, looking very attractive to Tono, you know, then we get a little bit of embracey, and yeah, that's not what happened at all, but that seems to be Chisato's concern, but of course it wouldn't happen. I mean, we had the one shot of Shiho and Aoi's like imagination sequence of like just what Kaoru looks like, you know, calling her mature and whatnot, so thinking that she might start to delve into that world, but it's nothing to worry about right now. Like, obviously we had that kind of flash forward showing Kaoru as more adults, so I think we'll get there eventually, but not this episode, right? None of that stuff was on Kaoru's mind. She just wanted to find the bento. That was the #1 priority. And we eventually found it, right? You know? But, yeah, not until after we fell into this random underground facility, which I thought would be some kind of bad guy lair or something, but really it was just the chief being his usual overprotective self, having this big old thing there so he can monitor them, and somehow Miho and Muscle got roped into that and got stuck in a vent. It was all a bit of a weird situation. And then we transitioned to show how they got involved in all this. The show really did make me think I was crazy, because I could have swore I heard Muscle's voice, and then they showed the chief instead, and I was like, oh, I guess I'm just completely and utterly wrong. Okay, fine, sure. I guess I guess I just don't know what I'm talking about. But eventually it did show him, and I felt very relieved. So that was good. We also, again, kind of getting our cameo characters, you know, Nagi and Hayate from Hayate Combat Butler, that whole show, you know. So, yeah, they've shown up a couple times in the show, and Nagi is voiced by Kugimiri, so that's like, what, 3 Kugimiri characters in one episode? It's honestly pretty crazy. But, like I said, in the end, we got the bento back, and it was all good. And everyone laughed at Mio later on, which was pretty funny. But it was a silly episode, you know. That was a big bento Kyosuke made, though. Also, just seeing everyone with, like, that, you know, sensor bar over their eyes as they were interrogated. That was pretty funny just because it was just so badly done, you know, like, intentionally badly done. Like, it was transparent, it didn't follow them very well. You know, not to mention, since it's an anime, everyone looks pretty unique. You can tell who somebody is even if you don't see their eyes, so it apparently was non-existent censoring for the most part. But yeah, I'm just glad Kaoru got her bento back, because I was pretty sure she wouldn't. So I was pretty happy that she did, honestly. I think that's all I got to say on the episode. Just, oh yeah, the one scene where they're talking about Minamoto in front of Chisato. You know, all that talk about lovers and whatnot, and just like you progressively see Chisato looking more and more freaked out. But you know, she likes Minamoto too. She met him at least once, and that was when that's when it was. You know, Tono was starting to be a little bit jealous. You know, because Minamoto's this cool Oni-chan kind of character, right? So I guess it was a jealousy-filled episode in a way. I mean, the only real couple we have in the show is like, yeah, Chisato and Tono. I mean, whether they're like an official couple or not, I guess is debatable. But I mean, it's quite clearly a thing there, right? I mean, we saw them on a date at the amusement park once, I think. I'm pretty sure we did. So yeah, that was the episode. That was the episode. So that was the episode. Thank you for watching, and a special thanks to Cnouki and Ryan for supporting the channel. If you enjoyed this video, I hope you consider clicking the like button and leaving a comment, because that's a great and easy way to let me know that people want more. If you want to do something big to help the channel, you can support me on Patreon and get nice benefits like early access to certain videos. See you next time.